Hey mates, welcome to the YouTube channel. My name is Andy, I'm one of the directors and owners at Emble Studio. We wanted to share with you guys a little bit of behind the scenes of some of the shoots that we've been doing, and we have been doing a lot of them. So over the next kind of couple of weeks, next months, probably we're going to be playing catch-ups and going through and sort of editing all these BTS videos of all the shoots we've been doing. And today I'm doing the first cab off the rank. I'm actually going to be doing the Fever Tree Dry Ginger video, which you guys just saw the intro of. So if you want to watch the whole film, we're actually going to link it in the description down below, and you can head over to our Vimeo or our website and watch it there. But as we go through, I'm just going to kind of play little parts of it and talk you through some of the sort of little tips and tricks that helped us get through this shoot, some of the stuff that we've picked up over our years in the industry, and some things that we think are pretty important when you're doing shoots like this. So we'll go ahead and we'll just watch a little bit more, and then we're going to dive into some of the stuff that we do on the shoots, take you guys sort of right into, you know, how we light setups, some of the thought processes behind it, and yeah, just give you a little bit more of a sneak peek first.
It can be painful, I think. I've had friends do it. I've seen it happen so many times, and see people, I guess, take something that you have put so much time and effort into creating and then mix it in a way where there's zero appreciation for it. It's not contributing to their drink in any way. It's quite frustrating.
So the process we start with a distiller is to really understand what they're trying to make. From a flavour profile point of view, from a texture point of view, we need to understand then what maturation conditions they'll be working with, and we go back from there.
So depending on how much I actually decided to show you of the film so far, you'll see that it's a pretty extensive shoot. The agency New Colony from Sydney came to us and they said, hey guys, we want you to create something like this.
The smoke, it gets your attention. You can't help but wonder what's going on, where that smoke is coming from.
Barbecue isn't about concocting some rub that is your secret ingredient. The pitmasters are willing to tell you everything that they do to it.
And immediately we were like, yeah, this is going to be awesome. And then we sort of thought, holy shit, this is going to be big and hard. I don't know if you guys know much about Chef's Table, but basically those guys are shooting for like multiple days in the one restaurant just to get their 30-second hype reel of the food. So we had 3 days and we had to hit 3 major cities, being Sydney, Melbourne and Adelaide, to get all of the content for this shoot, and basically go around and sort of meet all of these makers that are a part of the process of making a whiskey and dry, and what it means to actually mix with the best. As you can see, the camera package was pretty big to be lugging around, so we obviously made sure that we're using that easy rig on most of the shots. Jared's back sometimes plays up, so we've got to look after that guy, otherwise we'll be you know, up shit creek without a paddle, because you know, I've got a pretty bung foot still after breaking my leg last year. So yeah, running around with this sort of big setup, you know, it obviously slows you down a lot. So we want to make sure that we're lighting scenes in a way that is going to lend itself to sort of a little bit slower moving set. So oftentimes we would make sure that we, you know, set up in a location that we can do an interview, that then it would be easy to sort of switch lighting around to then shoot B-roll. So you can see here in this first location, which was actually at Archie Rose Distillery with Dan, figured out pretty quickly when we first of all put in this light into this location that we were going to need to double diffuse it. So we had a scrim gym and a softbox, much like the one that we've got right here. And so we sort of set up on this 45-degree angle that gave us a really nice depth to the image. We also had a small cutter on the side. I'm using one here as well, so it really prevents, you know, the light bouncing off a white wall. And there wasn't really a white wall, but basically the entire room was a big shed. So a couple of challenges there as well. We had people walking through the sort of hallway of Archie Rose Distillery, basically going in and out.
Yeah.
Definitely going to hear that in the back. Very frustrating. Anyway, we lit this kind of location and we had light, softbox, scrim, and we also had the cutter on this side, the negative fill. There was just one problem though. When we were setting it up, we realized that there was light coming in from outside, because shooting in the middle of the day. coming in and bouncing on this strip behind him, and it was so distracting. And so what we actually did was we had a huge bit of black fabric that we sort of take on pretty much every shoot, and we sent up a C-stand as high as we could go, taped it to the top, and just got in there and blocked that thing out. One more little thing to note on this lighting setup is, like I said before, we were able to easily move that entire lighting setup over to the bar for when we were shooting. So it was super quick and easy because we really didn't have much time in each of these locations. So we needed to make sure that we were going to be able to quickly reset to start shooting B-roll. So right after shooting the very first interview, we actually ended up shooting the very last shot of the frame. And this was one of the things that basically goes to show how important Milanote is, because by building out these Milanotes, we were able to sort of break down our shots into locations. Literally that first day, first location, shoot the very first interview, Dan, who we knew was going to be our opener, and then literally flip the lighting situation and shoot the very last frame. Beyond that, each time we'd sit down to do the interview, I'd always preface the interviews with, hey, we are basically going to just have a conversation. We're going to have a conversation. The cameras are going to be rolling. I just want you to talk to me. We don't really want our subjects looking down the camera. Like right now I'm talking to you guys because I'm in a room by myself talking to my camera. It's kind of weird, but basically I'm just trying to get them comfortable and I want them to just talk to me. So rarely I'm actually even looking at the questions. I try to familiarize myself pretty well with the questions before the interview. And just every now and then, probably like kind of going through 3 or 4 questions at a time, I'll duck down and just make sure that I'm still on the right track. But the other important thing I think to realize with interviews was to kind of let the subject take it where they want to take it, because that's when you're going to get the most natural and organic kind of feeling audio. We also wanted to share with you a few other little tricks here, and basically we ended up bringing along a little water bottle spritzer with us for the entire shoot, because so much of this shoot was shooting these Fever Tree bottles. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but whether it's an ad for a soda company or an actual, alcohol beverage, then you often notice that kind of like, you see that sheen to the bottle and it's like, whoa, that must have just been fresh out of the freezer. But often you don't have the ability to get a drink fresh out of the freezer every time. Clean it out and just put water in it and just spritz up that bottle and, live the dream basically by having it look super cold all the time. Next thing I wanted to share with you guys was in this Mjolnir location, when we're setting up for Alex's interview, this was a pretty tricky one. I think it was like a little less obvious of like where to set it up. And so we tried a few different things. We knew we wanted to have the bar in the background because this time it's obviously about the bar. Alex won Bartender of the Year a few years ago. We really fiddled with it a lot, but one of the things that I think really helps when setting up lighting setups like this and how to try and get that right amount of separation from the background was making sure that you just do one light at a time. So you'll see here, basically had Jacinta just sit in, so then Alex didn't get really frustrated and annoyed because, we're taking a long time to set up the lights. But you can see here, by turning on one light at a time, small adjustments moving through, you can really finesse how that lighting setup is going to look before actually getting Alex in there and seeing the final product. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and if you do enjoy this video, like, subscribe, hang out, come back for more. We'll be doing more and more of these bad boys, and hopefully see you here in the next one. And yeah, have fun, go film some stuff. Peace.